Hello, everyone. And I promise it won't just be the two of us tonight.
But it could be.
It could. We will never know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of SDGC Live. I'm Derek. I'm joined by Jeff. We are supposed to be joined by Finn and Britt. Britt will be here within the next 3 minutes, knowing her. And Finn is running a little late at work, but he wanted to be on, and he will be on just when he gets back.
Britt is just reassembling her couch cushion.
Yeah, exactly.
Her dog decimated it.
Welcome to a very chill show, because it's been a very chill week with not a lot of big gaming news. And good, let's not have a lot of drama for once, please. Can we?
Drama weeks are my least favorite.
Yeah, let us simply not. Also, if this can be like a sloppy and fun show, I'm about that, because I've done so many fucking SDGC podcasts this last week and a half, plus Castle Bravo, plus I'm working on something for Stormy. Oh, yeah.
It's been like you said, it's been a chill week news-wise, but it's been a busy week for, I think, all of us.
Yeah, because since the last live show, we've put out reviews for Forspoken and Dead Space, and then we put out our Last of Us episode discussion, which was, I mean, that episode was a huge deal everywhere. Yeah. So, and then we've got another one that we'll be recording soon that actually Britt's taking the lead on for what is the game that you're going to be reviewing, Britt? Your mic is muted.
Love it.
It's okay. We love you, Britt.
Hey.
Hi.
Which one? I have Theatrhythm coming up, and I also have...
That's right, we do have Theatrhythm, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. There's no wrong way to pronounce whatever the fuck they're sending you. And then I have A Space for the Unbound, which has been a ride. It's been taking... So it's not that long of a game. From what I read, it's like 7 hours, but it deals with like depression and anxiety, and there are moments where I just kind of have to this has been heavy. Enough. I need to take a step back.
I've heard it's heavy, but it handles things beautifully when it comes to the sensitive subjects. I'm hoping
so, because it's right now it's just a lot of fetch quests with the anxiety stuff mixed in. Like there's something going on and you don't know what's... So I'm waiting for the ending to tie it together, and I know it will, because it's gotten great reviews and everything. I'm gonna try to crank out the rest tomorrow, but I haven't got to review it as fast as I want, because I thought I was ready to take something like that on, but...
Totally get it. Get it. But yeah, so it's been busy week of SDGC content. And then, like I said, John was on Castle Bravo, which, not to take advantage of the fact that I'm on multiple podcasts, but people should be listening to Castle Bravo as well.
They should be.
Yeah.
Like, for your voice alone.
Yeah. You're coming up, Britt. You're only a couple episodes away, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah. Jeff, you're like...
It kills me. I know.
You're like a year away.
It's probably more than a year. I appreciate your optimism, but
it's probably like a year and a month or two. But
okay, all right.
Yeah. Because Jeff, you're going to be... Yeah. Oh.
Sometimes good things just take a while to happen.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm good, actually. I'm feeling good. I'm having a good day. I've been adulting hard today, so it's nice to just take a break and chill.
Yeah. Britt?
Not great. Not fucking great. Gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just, this is like my first bad day I've had in a long time. So I'm just like a month. So I'm grateful for that, at least. My life went smooth for a month, and if that's as long as I'm gonna get, then that's fine. But it'll get better. It'll work itself out, I'm still on that job grind. Somebody hire me, please, before I have to sell my feet or make an OnlyFans account. And
we can always sell pictures of my feet and say they're yours, and that way your dignity is preserved.
I don't give a shit. Look at my nasty fucks.
I respect it.
Fucks.
You fucking dirty bastards, you. This isn't my shame. This is your shame.
Christ.
So we do have a couple things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about there's been news of a lot of cancellations and a lot of publishers thinking that they're going to be on kind of hard times over the next year. There's one publisher in particular who thinks they're going to be having a very, very good time over the next year. But before all of that, let me throw out we don't have John's new script, so this is going to be slightly awkward. But I'm throwing out the link to the Discord. Please join the SDGC community Discord. It's a great place. We do community like movie and game nights. It's a good crowd. We moderate it heavily to make sure that it is a safe and comfortable space for folks from all walks of life. Also,
100%.
Please. I know that
Also,
we're not...
our emotes. Like, our emotes are fucking chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Join for that alone.
We are traditionally not very good about asking for money, but we're looking at some of the, as we start going back to PAX again and try to do more get-together charity events, that's going to cost money. So if you all could subscribe to us on Twitch or on support us on Patreon, that goes towards our equipment needs and our travel costs for us to do those things. We will never gate like content podcasts behind the Patreon. We're working on ways that we can make that more valuable to people who choose to support us. Ears are open, but that's enough of that. Enough of the awkward asking for muns. Let's talk a little bit.
Can do it.
News
Give us money, you fucks. You want feet pics? Send us money.
I gotta practice. Oh, thank you, Grant. Grant in the chat.
My husband, Grant. Yeah. Hello.
I gotta practice my Findom is what I've got to do.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Some powerful shit.
And Rom just threw us a Prime subscription as well, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Oh, thank you.
Prime subs are just as good as other subs.
Yes,
it all
in
counts.
fact, they're better because they're free to y'all. So, before we get on to the actual like news discussion, let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing. Jeff, let's start with you. What you been doing over the past week?
I'm still playing Final Fantasy 14. I know Britt's on here, but I don't have John, so the audience is diminished. I won't get into it too much. I'm just really enjoying it. The great thing I love about this game is you can take a long time off and come back. There's no FOMO. Like everything is just there, which is almost like overwhelming sometimes because 10 years of game have just piled up. So there's like an insane amount of stuff, but I take 6 months off. I come back. I just finished up the Ivalice raids from Stormblood, and so I'm just chipping away at side content, unlocking a bunch of stuff I haven't. Next up, I have to do Alexander, which was part of Heavensward. There was some raids there.
I didn't like Alexander.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna do it to say that I did it. And I'm actually replaying Heavensward. I'm doing New Game Plus just to. Because my brain forgets things, and I really enjoy the story. I think I mentioned that last time, but it's good just not rushing through to try to avoid spoilers and stuff. I'm just taking at my own pace, do a little bit of main story, do a little bit of side stuff. I mentioned last time I got an apartment and I got broke. I blew all my money on furnishings. So
let's move in with me, Jeff. Let's be roomies.
John is confident
roomies.
The game has a roommate system, unbeknownst to the developers themselves. But yeah, so other than that, I started and finished GoldenEye on Xbox.
Oh God, how was that fucking was it like our charity stream? Was it like one of those games where you're like you go back and play and you're like this isn't as good as I remember?
No, I mean I know what it is. I've played the Perfect Dark port on the Xbox Live remake in Rare Replay, so I know what I'm getting into. I played GoldenEye at a friend's place a few years ago. Like I'm pretty much immune to old game jank. If the vibes are good and the atmosphere is good, and especially if there's a blast of nostalgia, I'll be fine with it. So honestly, the thing about this, at first I thought it was a decent port, and then I started looking into it more. And I'm sorry if people don't care about GoldenEye, but it's really frustrating, this particular situation. So I didn't know that the version released on Xbox is not the remake that was, or the remaster, whatever you want to call it, that was done back in 2007 for Xbox Live Arcade. This is basically just a straight port of the N64 game. I guess they had to scrap that one. I assume the licensing got worked out and now they could release it. Apparently they were just never allowed to release that one, which is a shame. It was a native 360 port of the game, and it eliminated a lot of the problems that are in this one. So there's basically two strengths of the Xbox version, and I tried it out on Switch, on Nintendo Switch Online as well. And there's some positives there. Shockingly, the Xbox version has far worse performance than the Switch one, which I don't think anybody saw coming. So
no,
I'm not Digital Foundry. honestly can't even tell what it's running at. I feel like it's running at higher than 30, but I don't know if it's frame rate issues. I think it's frame pacing. The game just gets like, I'm gonna call it swampy. Like it feels like you're tromping around a swamp or in quicksand. Like it gets very sluggish, especially when there's smoke effects, which makes me think it's maybe frame drops. But it's in general, it's just very janky and sluggish and choppy, and it does not run good. Otherwise, resolution like is clearly very high. It looks very crisp. It looks sharp. So that's a big drawback of the Xbox One is the performance is really bad. And then of course it doesn't have the online play either, like the Switch version does.
Hi, Finn.
Conversely, I booted up the Switch version and it runs phenomenally. But so here's one of the strengths of the Xbox. It has modern controls. So it plays like, right stick is your camera, left stick moves you around.
Need
and
that
the thing
so
I
bad.
noticed, because I've played a lot of the Perfect Dark version on Rare Replay, with Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, they have this thing where on like the 64, I guess it would be I don't know what you call the trigger there. Is it still the Z button or the Z button?
Yeah.
On the bottom of the controller. So in Perfect Dark on the Xbox, when you do that, it brings up like a manual targeting cursor, almost like a zoom, but you cannot move and use that at the same time. You basically stop that in your tracks, and then this little cursor comes up and you can kind of move and aim. And then when you let go of that and go out of that mode, then you can move around again. In GoldenEye on the Xbox, you can both strafe and move forward and back while you bring up that target at the same time. It makes it really fun and really precise. So you can actually be strafing and still bring up your little crosshair and pick off some headshots. So they've clearly updated the controls to some degree. On the Switch version, I was horrified to learn it seems to be the standard N64 controls, which I don't even know. I'm assuming these are the original controls. The right stick fucking strafes, but up and down on the right stick do not go forward and back. They look up and down.
There
and
are
on
alternate
the
control schemes, but it's all bad.
I was not able to find alternate control schemes. Are they in there?
They are. But it's also, you have to like pause and go into like the settings. But the problem is also it's so sensitive that I would find myself skipping 3 or 4 options at a time when I'd hit the control stick down once.
Yeah.
And my Joy-Cons are fine. So
yeah. I mean the default control scheme is just absolutely dreadful. So I enjoyed my time with the game. It's obviously very dated. It's obviously very janky. It's funny to see like a licensed game from this era. There's no continuity from scenes. It's just random parts of the movie, and half of it is made up because they had to fill more of a game with parts that weren't little shooty bangs in the film.
That just sounds dirty, Jeff.
Shooty bangs.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does. I forgot what podcast I was on.
Yeah, you forgot I was here. It's all right. It happens.
But yeah, like I appreciated the nostalgia, and I just appreciate it as a little time capsule. It's interesting. I honestly forgot that all the little side objectives and gadgets and stuff that are in Perfect Dark were in GoldenEye to some extent. It was clearly their first attempt at it, but that's like a big staple of Perfect Dark is and even when you go up different difficulty levels, there's more objectives and more side things to do. And some of them are really straightforward, but some of them take a little bit of cleverness and ingenuity. So it's just cool to see where it started from and kind of go back to their roots. And this was like one of the first real console first-person shooters. So yeah, I had a good time with it. I'm done. The last few levels are absolutely dreadful. I've said that a few times now. There's a lot of things about this game that are dreadful, and the last 3 levels are just a fucking nightmare. And the
one where you have to protect Boris as he's like unlocking shit, like Boris and Natasha. Well, the fucking worst.
I was posting screenshot in Discord. Every mission in this game is like 23 missions. The objective is protect Natalia, escort Natalia, save Natalia. Like, could she fucking just do something? I guess this is just 90s women writing.
He's simping. Don't stomp on his game, all right? He's doing what he needs to secure that bag.
But yeah, I had a good time with it.
Just a second. Finn is...
Oh.
Let's see if that helped Finn. No. He may need to drop and reconnect. Regardless, continue, Jeff.
I'm done. That's about it. What have you been playing, Britt?
Not a lot. I've been playing, obviously, A Space for the Unbound. I played that for a good chunk yesterday. I was trying to crank it out before I did my review, and then, of course, as you guys know, shit happened. And other than that, I have been playing WoW. Like I said, for those who haven't heard it, I've been playing it to kind of honor my friend's memory. because this is the first expansion that has come out that he's not been here for. I'm coming up on a year anniversary of his death, and it's just been nice to kind of get lost and absorb myself in something that he enjoyed, and that we once enjoyed together. But I'm actually really enjoying like just the gameplay and everything of it. Like I'm enjoying the side questing and the farming and just playing a new WoW. Like this is my first time ever playing a WoW expansion as it came out. So I've been just like Jeff has been doing in 14. I've just been grinding a lot of old content and new content, and my favorite thing to do in that game is to get more clothes for my Barbie dress up character, which in Final Fantasy 14 is glamour. In WoW it is transmog. So that is like my ultimate end game. That is like that will motivate me to do the most obscene shit. I will sell feet pics for transmog, but I will do the most obscene shit for transmog. It's what I do. And what's cool about WoW is that when you unlock a piece, and it's account wide, so if you get something, you can make a new character and transmog it. Whereas 14, which is a bummer, if you get an item, then it's just for that character. And I know they made that game to be like you play one character and that's it, but I mean, clearly that's not what people are doing. They're going back, they're making new characters and that kind of thing. So it's something that I wish 14 had, especially because I have bought some clothing items off of the 14 website. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I have
I was just gonna say on that note, like I would really wish I would like that feature if nothing else. Like sometimes I would like to change up my appearance, not clothing, but like my physical appearance, and I don't want to drop a Fantasia like every time.
Yeah, you can do that in WoW too. You just go to a barber and you can change, like you can literally just plastic yourself. Like you can change everything.
We go to the barber and get a different nose.
Yeah, you pretty much get a nose. Let me get a tattoo. Let me grow long hair when I've had a buzz cut. Like you two took a drink at the exact same time and it was adorable. But yeah, so I've been playing that. I have a wonderful little guild that I've been doing events with. I am gonna show my super nerd here, but I love to roleplay. So I've been really involved in that and doing that. But yeah, other than that, I've just been doing A Space for the Unbound, and that I really miss God of War. I like even weeks later, I'm still like, man, I wish I could play God of War. I wish I didn't platinum it. But I'm just waiting for Theatrhythm, because I fucking love rhythm games. Y'all have
Did you play the demo?
No idea. I haven't played the demo. I want to go in fresh. I want to go in. Mm-hmm. Untouched, because I played the first one. I had the first one on DS. But yeah, it's just been.
Are people? I need to figure out. Like, I don't trust myself because I have bad taste in games. Like, I have a fantasy critic. I need to know, are people digging the demo? Like, what's the vibe? Like,
as far as I've seen, people are digging the demo. And like, here's my opinion. It's Final Fantasy music. You can't go wrong with Final Fantasy. Like everybody, even if you're not a Final Fantasy fan, you love Final Fantasy music. Slap some fucking buttons, beats on that. Like it's, you can't fuck that up. And if they do, wow, Square. Wow, again, Forspoken and now Theatrhythm. I'm still in the lead in my fantasy critic because I had A Space for the Unbound, which had a 84, and I also had another indie game, which got like an 82. So I'm still in first.
Reviews weren't too bad.
It gave me a -1
Last
score.
I checked, it was 69.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was 70, I wouldn't have lost anything, which is still not great. But with Forspoken, I lost -1, which if I'm gonna be losing anything, I'd rather only be like one point, and not like 6. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little proud of myself in my indie picks because they have been they've been out of the park. I was gonna say big knockers, but that's not the right term. They've been hitting it out the park.
It does feel like a never mind.
My favorite thing, like I know a lot of our listeners don't care about Fantasy Critic, but I think one of the fun things about it is it's like a fun game, but also it's like a win when you find or like learn about games that you didn't know existed, and then on top of that, they get really good reviews. Like it's like fuck, like forget about the game, Like I'm just excited to hear about these new awesome games that I never would have heard about if I wasn't playing.
People have really been loving doing the Fantasy Critic League in our Discord. It's not something I take part in. It's cutthroat. It is still hilarious to me that John did the Fantasy Critic League last year, and every single game he picked, correct me if I'm wrong, either was not real or did not come out that year.
He had 16, I remember that.
Yeah. He had like the 6 pixel remaster.
He counterpicked Elden Ring.
I feel like he had something.
Why would you do that?
So for those who don't know, counterpicking a game is where you essentially pick a game that is probably not going to release, that somebody else has picked, or B, is not going to score great. Like, for instance, for my counterpick, I did Dead Island 2 because there's no way that's coming out and it's going to be good. And if it is, fuck me. So John thought Elden Ring was going to score bad. It did not. I think it was the best scoring game last year. But
he didn't think it was going to score bad. That's what makes it so confusing.
He just didn't know what he was doing.
Nobody was more excited for Elden Ring than John.
Right.
If you just thought it was going to be bad, we'd all be fine. It would make sense. That's what bothers me. It doesn't make sense.
So for those who don't know, a Fantasy Critic is basically like
he was
being
deliberately
league,
confusing, he says.
But with the score that video games get when they release, just from all the news outlets around, and they kind of condense that score into one score, and based on how high it is, you get points, or if it gets a 70 and below 70, you get 0 points. Below that, you get minus points. So yeah, we have a lot of fun with that in our Discord. Sonia says, I want to get Dead Island 2. I mean, it's a zombie hack and slash game. Like, I feel like one of my reasons for picking it is we have time to talk about this shit. I was like, oh no, I'm taking up time. One of my reasons why I picked it is because, one, it was supposed to come out like 10 years ago. And it didn't. And 2, I think people are kind of over the zombie genre by now, right? Like, nobody, like, Back 4 Blood.
Ignoring the fact that The Last of Us is like the biggest show on TV right now, but
that's not zombies. That's
mushrooms.
It's not popular because of the infected. It's just, exactly.
Did I hear Finn?
Funny.
Yes,
Finn. I've been here the whole time, fam.
Hey, bud.
Hey. But
I just realized on hotel bandwidth I can't be on video.
Okay,
that sucks.
But we got you. That's what matters.
Yeah, but I don't think Dead Island 2 is gonna do great because I think people are kind of over the zombie hack and slash genre. I think Back 4 Blood is gonna have done it better since the original Dead Island. But what?
I said we'll come back to that one.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
obsessing over my Fantasy Critic score and playing video games in the meantime while biting my nails.
Finn,
what's up?
What you been playing, bud?
Jack Move and Pokemon Scarlet. Your boy is officially a shiny hunter in Pokemon.
Did anybody have any doubts?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it before. Like, ever.
Can you explain? I don't know what a shiny is. Can you explain?
So a shiny is a Pokemon that has a 1 in 4,000 something chance of being a different color.
1 in 4,000.
Yeah, and I've never encountered in all of my years playing Pokemon since the original Red and Blue, I've never come across a wild shiny. And in Scarlet, I came across one in the first 5 minutes. And then over the course of the game, I got several more. And then I found out that they've made all of the in-game competitive stuff so streamlined and accessible that I can finally do like cool post-game stuff and like build a team that can do things, and all the nitty-gritty bullshit that I used to want to do but never have the time, like EV training or IV breeding or shiny hunting, is gone from like having to be like weeks and months dedicated to hey, did you make this sandwich? Cool. For the next 30 minutes, everything's going to go your way. And it's awesome. So I've been doing that. And then I started up a new RPG that came out late last year that I never heard of. And then our friend Cam Hawkins recommended it. Short, like 8 to 10 hour little pixel RPG, but all based on hacking and cyber, like in a futuristic, like cyberpunky kind of world.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Jack Move is dope. It's exactly the kind of length that I can play on a trip and then come home and continue plugging away at a big boy game. But like Jack Move is dope. I started it today and now I can't stop playing. It's really good.
I trust
Really, really
Cam's
good.
opinions on RPGs.
Same. And he was like, hey, this game is really good. And I was like, I haven't heard of it. I'll track it out. And then I was like, I'm going on a trip. It's on the Switch. Seems like a perfect combination. And it has been.
Yeah.
And then also I've been playing Forspoken.
Yeah.
And it's good. Not
How
great.
have
but
your
quite
feelings
good.
on it evolved since we did the review? Because when we did the review, I'd beaten it, and I think you were still in the opening
Correct.
hour.
Once that opening walk and talk section ends, game's great. I love the gameplay. The traversal is amazing. I love Faye as a character. So it's like, yeah, I don't get the hate, but then again, that kind of dialogue and that kind of like talking, and I personally love it when my characters like talk and like talk to themselves and provide banter and feedback. Like Aloy is my girl. I love it when any of the games do it, and so this has been no exception.
Yeah.
So I'm high on it. Not like again, solid 7.5 out of 10, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm left. So
What you been playing?
I don't know if I'd mentioned the Dead Space remake as of last live show. Was it out yet?
Which
Or
one?
Dead Space remake?
I don't
Or did
think so.
that came out the day after?
Yeah.
So I played and beat the Dead Space remake. We just put a review up, me and Justin. So go listen to that for full opinions on the Dead Space remake. But the short version is, I think it's fucking immaculate. I think it is maybe the first must-play game of the year. You know, assuming that you have the stomach to deal with a horror game.
So here's my question. I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
Yes.
I've never played it.
Okay. This is the best way to play it, easily.
Right? Should I play it?
It's
I mean,
scary.
you like horror?
Yeah. How scary is it?
I mean, it could get pretty scary and pretty tense. It's certainly.
So what you're
not...
saying is I should play it for the first time while streaming it?
Fuck
So-
yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I will say that in terms of like difficulty, I actually think it's really well balanced in terms of its difficulty. In like on its normal difficulty, it will provide a challenge, but it does like there's a lot of AI running behind the scenes to adjust its difficulty and adjust what sort of, you know, resources get dropped for you in order to try to keep you at a certain level of scarcity. So, like, you know, it's more approachable to play than you might think, but it is very scary. It is the best version of that game. It brings the entire church subplot of the original game that is not very heavily expanded upon, but becomes very important in the second and third game. And it brings that very into the forefront of the story in a way that I really appreciate. Yeah, it's just very good. It's extremely good. Play it. The other thing I've been playing, this is just today, but it has eaten up my day, is so like yesterday I got the Theater Rhythm demo on Switch, and I was like, this is a good time. Like, I haven't played a rhythm game in a while, and Theater Rhythm wasn't 100% clicking with me, but
Jeff just tuned in. He immediately was like, I need to hear these thoughts.
yeah, but I was like, you know, I'm vibing, right? Because I love Final Fantasy music, and
So
maybe
good.
this specific version of I liked it a little more on the touchscreen on the DS, but it's working
Yes.
for me. But it got me thinking, like, man, I just wish I could play fucking Rock Band again. Because like Guitar Hero and Rock Band were the rhythm games, those in like Elite Beat Agents for some reason, were the rhythm games that
Love
I
Elite
most
Beat
vibed
Agents. Give me
with.
that shit again.
Thank you. So I was looking into it yesterday because I've got Rock Band 4 on PS4, but like it's kind of I like it's kind of a nightmare, and I bought all of the because I've bought every Rock Band game and I've done the export every time, but I've lost all that shit, so I know I'm not gonna have access to most of what I wanted. So then I was introduced to Clone Hero. And Clone Hero is a like fan-made PC like version of Rock Band or Guitar Hero, where you can connect your instruments. If you can get your instruments that you have connected to your PC, you can basically go out and find and download songs that people have provided one way or another, and play Rock Band or Guitar Hero. And I got all that set up, and I got my PS4 Stratocaster back out. And I got my little Bluetooth adapter hooked up to my PC, and I managed to reacquire all the Rock Band games soundtracks on there. And I spent I got home at 5, and from about 5 to 7, I was just playing Clone Hero nonstop, just guitaring, singing along. Right? Like, God, do you know how long it's been since I sang out loud when there was a person in the house? It doesn't fucking happen. Yeah.
I find the key when I play Rock Band with my friends is you just have to get the music track so loud that you can't fully hear exactly how good of a singer. Although some people are really good singers.
You got to modulate your volume for sure. There's some songs where I know I'm a good singer, and there's some songs where I'd rather not find out.
I mean, nobody can really sing like one of those Beastie Boys songs, right?
No.
Yeah.
But give me some David Bowie. I will do some David Bowie. I will belt to some Queen. I will do some Soundgarden. Like, you know, I'm
Derek,
confident.
I don't know if you remember this. There was a game I played on Steam ages ago, and I can't even remember the name of it now. It was like a rhythm game, but it was almost custom. Like you could upload. I feel like you could pick or choose tracks, and it kind of would. It was almost like I don't want to say randomly generated, but.
There's a lot of weird little. I mean, like the ones I know
pretty popular. I knew
that are really beloved are like
Osu
was a big one, right? That was like a PC like Elite Beat Agents knockoff.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna find this one. I'm gonna come back to this.
But yeah, Clone Hero is a big deal. And it looks like it supports basically the full Rock Band experience. And I've got 2 guitars and a set of drums. So like, next time SDGC gets together, like we're doing not Rock Band. Y'all know that, right?
I hope so.
Like we're gonna do that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's been good because music has always been a big part of my life. And I never I tried to learn to play and like guitar for many years, and it never clicked. And then my dad gave up and moved me to bass, which is what happens when you fail at guitar.
I was just gonna say I played bass because I couldn't play like the chords or whatever on the guitar.
Yeah.
Like give me one string at a time and I'll fucking crush it.
Yeah, but then I wasn't good at bass. Like I just spent years trying to learn, and I just couldn't get it figured out. I might be good at keyboard. I bet I could learn keyboard, but like at this point in life, it's too late to establish that. Like I think I'm a better singer than probably a lot of people who are not trained and only sing in the car, but everyone thinks that. I
think you're a great singer.
You've not even really heard me sing.
It doesn't matter.
Appreciate it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
I can just tell listening to you talk, you're at bare minimum a good singer.
you maybe we'll see one day. But I did promise if the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake ever ends up like being real, that I would record a cover of Snake Eater. So I promised that live on SDGC. So I do.
Okay, so
have to do that.
If we do,
I can't walk away from it.
If we do go to PAX West, they have a Japanese karaoke style place that you can go to called the Rock Box. So basically you rent a room and you get to sing your fucking heart out, and they just come bring you drinks. Like
I would kill it at that. I would kill it at that. 100%. Sure.
So if we go, we gotta reserve a room one night and just fucking go belt our hearts out.
Yeah. But I've got fond memories of playing.
You have opinions on that?
No, I was gonna say the game I was thinking of was called Audio Surf. I don't know if anyone's
Oh yeah,
played that
Audio
one.
Surf. Fuck yeah.
I knew it was very
remember that.
popular. And yeah, it's like DRM free, and you can use your own library. But while I was looking that up, what kept coming up with like these music rhythm games was fucking Trombone Champ, and it just reminded me of the fucking Seabat one. And what happened with that is I was working the other day and
dancer for that one.
Yeah,
you fucking were.
I'm getting to that because I was working the other day, and I usually like to put on some chill music when I try to like just get in the zone and really crush through a bunch of stuff I have to do. And one of my favorites used to be Hudson Mohawk Watch Dogs 2 soundtrack. But I swear to God, all I fucking hear now when I listen to Hudson is Seabat. Like every track, and when I hear Seabat, all I see is fucking Finn with his shorts riding halfway up his ass.
It's Kirby Bayonetta, yeah.
Like Kirby Bayonetta impression. You're welcome.
A fucking king. We love Finn.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, Audio Surf was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stream Trombone Champ on our channel one day.
Yes, I love it. But yeah, so I Rock Band was a big part of like social get-togethers for a long time back when I had more of a social life in person, and we get together, we drink, we do a little Rock Band. I'd belt a little Queen, never the obvious ones, right? Like if you're picking a Queen track, everyone thinks you need to go for like Bohemian Rhapsody, and never go for the iconic tracks.
Don't Stop Me Now is perfect.
Right, that's a good one. Go for something like Hammer to Fall. Right? Yeah. Go for something people don't think of, because then when you hit him with that, here we stand, here we fall, it's like people go, whoa, I don't know these notes. Maybe you can hit them. Maybe you can't. I'm not sure.
There's not that same point of reference, right?
Yes, exactly.
You're doing yourself a favor. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been a really good time. So I'm going to waste a lot of hours in that, I think, in time to come. And I'm bringing that for downtime for the next SCGC charity get together. We can't stream it, but we could definitely play it.
We could stream it and mute the music.
That'll be great.
It would sound it would sound like
just the singing.
Sure.
Just the singing.
It'd be like when those audio or those video clips where they've removed like the laugh track from a sitcom, and it's just the fucking cringiest, most awkward.
That is the worst shit. Big Bang Theory without a laugh track is a story about serial killers. I'm convinced.
So is Friends.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh. Well, I believe that is all of us, as there is no secret fifth member of the call.
John just fucking busts through the door.
Yeah, just, hey guys. I don't know why he sounds like that.
Fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I'm here to talk about video games. It's because me and him just did Godzilla's Revenge. That's why.
He is becoming a Seattle-based hipster. So who knows what John's even doing anymore? He doesn't play games anymore. He just experiences them.
He is gonna fit in when John goes to PAX. He is gonna fit in as a Seattle hipster. He looks the part. So,
dude, 100% now.
As somebody born and raised in the Seattle area, yes,
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah. That's
so,
a valid opinion.
Jeff, you kind of suggested this, so why don't you kick us off?
Mm-hmm.
He's looking through the chat like, fuck.
I am. I'm trying to figure out because I don't know how the best way to introduce this shit is. And also, I've had like a double of bourbon already.
Hell yeah.
But like,
okay.
a lot of companies a lot of these gaming companies, publishers and devs have been having kind of hard times recently. A lot has been canceled or been reported to be canceled in the last like week or two alone.
Yeah. I mean, I did bring
with
them
some summaries. Yeah.
I'll run through them real quick. We'll just hit them high level, and then we could like dive into it a little bit. So
that's a good way to do it.
I don't remember exactly which the first one that broke. A couple of them came, I think, both from Jason Schreier. So the first one we got here is the other day, EA and Respawn quietly canceled a single-player game in the Apex and Titanfall universe, according to 3 people familiar with it.
How fucking dare you?
Yep. and they're trying to find new positions for the 50 people who were working on that team, but they will lay off the people who can't be placed.
Maybe they can find work for them on fucking another Titanfall 3.
Yep. And then around the same time, we talked before about Microsoft layoffs. Obviously, 343 and Halo were heavily affected. We got more details on that. I did some little tweaks to bypass the paywall on Bloomberg. So what are you gonna fucking do? I'm not in the United States. You can't extradite me. But it says here, so there was a lot of rumors about what was going to happen with 343 and Halo. A lot of people, I think, were suggesting that. I think this was refuted a while ago that they were done with Halo. So they are going to keep making games. But a couple big things came out of this recent interview. First off, they confirmed that I think initially we heard the rumors were like 60 people were laid off. It was actually closer to 100, which would be almost, almost a quarter of their workforce. The workforce, I think, is estimated to be between 400 or 500 people at its peak. So that's a big chunk. It was confirmed again that while they claimed they never explicitly stated they were making single player content, but the fact that when they announced Halo Infinite, they committed to a 10-year platform and said future stories in the Halo Infinite universe would be released within this game. So that kind of implies that they were planning on it. But they basically reiterated, no, like single player story DLC is not happening. So you could call that canceled if you will, because it seems like it was planned. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought that what I read was there was single player content planned, but now they're not moving forward with it.
They never officially announced it, but yes, correct. It sounds like at some point they planned it, and regardless, it's not happening now. So it's the same story, more layoffs, more, if you want a cancellation, downsizing. Obviously the scope of Halo Infinite has been reduced a lot. It sounds like now they're focused on, this story does confirm from the sources that they are switching from their custom engine to Unreal Engine, which is not like flipping a switch. It's a big fucking thing to move your entire series to a new engine. That will take some time. And other than that, it sounds like they're just kicking back, pitching ideas for where Halo should go. So sounds like it's going to be a while before we see something new.
Basically a soft reboot of the whole franchise.
Yep. More or less, which I think is kind of what we thought Halo Infinite was going to be. And it sucks because it was very well received. People liked the campaign. The multiplayer was free. It was popular. Yeah.
Was it
it was critically, Halo, it was well reviewed. Generally, people played and enjoyed it. It was generally well received.
But then it died off so fast.
Yeah.
Did they ever come out with the co-op, the online co-op?
They did.
I think they finally did, yeah.
Did they? Okay.
I liked Infinite, right? I'm not a Halo person, but like I got around to playing the Master Chief Collection and then 4 and then 5 isn't on PC and then I played Infinite and like Infinite was good. I had a good time with it. I don't know.
But I think that's the problem is everyone played it. Sorry, go ahead, Finn.
No, I'm saying I got halfway through the campaign and then decided to wait for the co-op. And then by the time the co-op came out, because I played every single Halo campaign co-op with friends. And by the time it came out, everyone had moved on and no one cared anymore. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm never playing Halo.
Yeah, it seems like it came out, everyone played it, it was good, but I don't know if it's the competition. It just lacked something to, and it's hard, right? Like it's not necessarily even their fault.
So the problem was that they didn't update the multiplayer for a really long time, and that's like, campaign aside, like it already took a hit there because of just not having the co-op campaign and everything. But and then when you like, other than that, like the bread and butter of Halo is doing online play and
play with friends, right?
Yeah, and doing that shit, and they didn't update it for months. Like I had some of my Xbox friends that were just like, Halo's just boring to play because we've been playing the same maps with the same weapons for almost a year, so it just
remember when these games simply didn't change? You got what you got.
Yep.
And I was going to say on that note, like that's the problem with making this type of game. I think even what was there was a lot of problems with like they had to tweak the progression constantly, which again isn't unique to Halo, but it just shows how hard it is to really nail. Like Derek said, like I'm fine. I don't need the carrot on a stick. If I like a game, like I will just play it for hours on end with no progression, no upgrades, no unlocks. It's fine, but I get that's not what people want now. People are used to this like little treadmill. They want to feel like their time is more than just playing the game. They want to feel like they're working towards something.
Here's
And
the
it's-
thing. They implemented a battle pass. So they kind of did it to themselves, right? Like
Mhm.
you know, you can't implement a battle pass and then just not really do anything.
And if you
with
implement it, you have to crush it. Like you have to do it right. And people weren't really happy with the system and they made a lot of changes to it. But by then, again, a lot of people only wait for so long and they found other games to play because there's a lot of games out there, right?
Right.
Who's nailing battle passes? Because it feels like every big
I think
service
Fortnite
game's
is
battle
doing well.
passes.
Fortnite.
Fortnite's also been in the game forever, so they
I
better
want
be
to say
nailing it.
Overwatch is catching up. I want to
Overwatch's
say
gotten
it is.
better.
Yeah.
The first season was rough, but they're getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
You know,
it's
the thing about a good battle pass is you have to make it obtainable for people.
DJ's not here, so I'll just say Call of Duty.
maybe. I have no way to refute that.
All I know is that shit like that goes hard and everyone talks about it and it sells extremely well. So
Benny.
it's got to be good.
Benny's causing
I can't
problems
speak to
back
it.
there.
So that's and then the last one, I guess kind of the third part of the story is this comes from Jeff Grubb. So I'm hearing this from it's not only not directly from like it's like third hand information, but what I'm hearing is that Jeff Grubb in some form is suggesting that the coalition, a new IP that they were working on, other than Gears, has been canceled. Obviously, it wasn't really canceled because I don't think it was ever officially announced, but like internally they were working on something new. We're not doing the scale bound talk, but it's just like it feels like in general in an industry we know is highly volatile and unstable. We know with all these tech layoffs going on at non-gaming companies like Amazon and Facebook, it just feels like whether it's similar factors, some overlap that's bleeding a little bit into games, it feels like everyone is just tightening the belt, doubling down on the safe bets, very risk adverse, I guess. It sucks because it means people are losing their jobs and some really good games are not going to see the light of day.
Yeah. Now the stuff with the coalition does make a little sense because Grubb is saying, and again, I like Grubb.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good dude. We've talked to him plenty. He's been on the show several times. He's a good guy. His information is not always good.
Accurate.
He clearly has sources. He knows stuff. He's put out mixed stuff before, but like it does make sense for these two because there was a smaller project and a larger project and both got canceled. But like Gears 5 was a while ago, so you'd think we'd have heard about something from the coalition. And the idea that they're working on a couple of projects and just they're not making it to the light of day. That tracks.
I think they've been playing a bit of support role too. I think they've got some teams or some members helping out at some of the other projects there.
Yeah,
So,
I mean for sure. Were they helping out with Halo, or was that all 343?
I'm not going to pretend to know. I want to say maybe they were helping out with one of the projects we still haven't seen, like Perfect Dark or Fable or something like that.
That would surprise me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because
the
Perfect Dark needs all hands on deck. It sounds like. But I mean, the thing that
there's also two things that you guys forgot.
Oh, hit me.
Two relatively big games as a service games just got shut down this week or announced their shutdowns this week. Rumbleverse and literally just a couple hours ago, Knockout City.
Yes.
That dodgeball game, dodge brawl game.
That just came out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Verse, no.
Knockout City's been here for a few years. Like they just announced that season 9 of their content will be their last. So that's respectable. But Rumbleverse was new.
That's the one I was talking about. Yeah. 'Cause I thought that was like real new.
What is?
It is.
Can you explain what is Rumbleverse, Finn? Sorry. Just curious.
It was made by Epic.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like a wrestling based Fortnite, I guess is a good way. It was a battle royale game, but it was all about brawling instead of gunplay.
Huh. That
so
sounds
have,
decent.
Like crazy over the top like wrestler type characters.
Yeah. Damn.
And I
That's a
remember it
shame.
was very well received. Like it's sitting at a 90% like rating. Steam reviews are high. It's just,
This is the
we're living in
danger
a
with
world.
service games, man.
I
There's
mean,
only a
that's why.
handful.
Oh, and also just a couple weeks ago when Ubisoft was cutting like what was there, Hyper
Yeah,
something?
Ubisoft cut so many games that we were just talking about last week.
Hyper something, I don't know. I'm typing it in. Hyperscape.
Hey, it might be. Never mind. Before I'm not.
To be honest, I thought Hyperscape was dead already. But
Well, I mean, that's what always kills me about Ubisoft is they completely abandoned their traditional gaming type games that made them so famous and beloved, and went all in on chasing every trend they could. It reminded me a lot of when Square Enix went so hard in NFTs, but with Ubisoft, they were like, no, we're only going to make these.
Square
live
hasn't
service
given that
games.
shit up yet. So, but yeah. It just sucks. I mean, the one that breaks my heart.
Of another company that chased trends so hard.
I mean, Capcom for a period of time was like, if you want to talk about the dark ages of Capcom,
bro, the PS3 era of Capcom was rough to live through.
The first half was good, I maintain, but the back half of the 360 PS3 era and the beginning of the Xbox One PS4 era, dark years.
Where did we always talk about, I feel like, the end of the decline, like Street Fighter 5 and kind of that, like the help they needed from Sony. What was the start of the decline from Capcom? Because like I'm thinking they people make fun of like Resident Evil 6. That game I think sold crazy amounts of copies.
It did, but people weren't happy about it, right? Like, and that's Resident Evil's a perfect example of like it's a franchise that has sold. Resident Evil franchise sales prove the point I made a couple shows ago about how you're always on a delayed reaction. Because like Resident Evil 5 is the best-selling game in the series because of Resident Evil 4. People played 4 and they could not fucking wait for the next one. Resident Evil 5 was still super well liked.
So front-loaded.
Yeah, and 5 got some criticism. People still broadly liked it, which is why a ton of people showed up for 6. But 6 and the reaction to 6 killed that franchise for years.
It was almost like 8 years between 6 and 7.
Yeah, something like that. Well, what you had like Lost Planet 3, right? They drove a very promising series kind of into the ground. They had several bad runs with fighting games in a row because they had Street Fighter versus Tekken was rough.
That was supposed to be such a big deal because it was going to be 2 games.
Yeah,
there was Tekken versus Street Fighter, right?
Style.
And Bamco was like, maybe not anymore.
Yeah,
put Akuma in Tekken 7 and you're going to be happy with that.
Hold on.
Let me think. They had
I'm pulling up the list right now for
they had a bunch of really bad like remasters and re-releases on like Xbox Live Arcade, especially fighting games that they were like, this will decide the future of the franchise, and they were not good versions. Then you want to talk about the early Xbox One PS4 era. Dead Rising 3 was not well received.
It was
Street Fighter 5 was a mess. Bad Resident Evil spin-offs over and over again. Then Dead Rising 4 was bad. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite got a lot of flack. And it was kind of...
Can I tell you right now what it really was?
Yeah.
So, I mean, all those points you just said, very true. Like Lost Planet 3 killed Lost Planet. Resident Evil 6 killed Resident Evil. Street Fighter X Capcom killed that so hard that they never went. Then they were also killing the franchises that did do well. Like this was the era where a bunch of Ace Attorney games came out that they then never decided to bring to America.
Right.
And then their biggest cash cow, Monster Hunter. This was the time when the Monster Hunter games were just starting to decline. Like they weren't doing Monster Hunter numbers anymore. Like I believe it was Monster Hunter.
They were
Frontier,
still doing good.
They were doing good, but again, Monster Hunter doesn't do good. Monster Hunter does gangbusters. So
how long did they go without a console version of Monster Hunter? Like a real console version?
From Monster Hunter 3 all the way until World.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had swapped to 3DS and Wii. and that didn't do great. And also, like you said, like the Resident Evil spin-offs, like the Revelation games, just weren't well received. 6 sucked. Breath of Fire, this was also the time they started taking all of their classic franchises that people kept waiting for new entries and moving them to mobile. So Breath of Fire was turned into a mobile game. Mega Man was turned into a mobile game. Like all these games, like the new Street Fighter puzzle game got turned into a mobile game. Like all these games that people had like cult followings and loved were being, again, following the trend and turned into a mobile game. And oh man, it was just a rough time. Oh, and also let's not forget Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah.
DMC.
Not bad, but you can't.
It's a fine character action game. It's not Devil May Cry, and it was. And also, it was actively antagonistic towards Devil May Cry fans. And, like, I'm not going to let them live this down. Ninja Theory's entire pitch for that game was, pardon my fucking French, but Devil May Cry is for faggots. And we're going to be better than that. And Dante can't be fucking gay. I'm fuck to meme on whatever you pronounce his last name. Fuck that guy. For that whole fucking behind the scenes pitch meeting on Devil May Cry.
And just to be clear, the language Derek is using is verbatim from the slide. This is not paraphrasing. Yes,
they made Brokeback Mountain jokes and shit. Like, also, I'm allowed to say it. You know, but like, I'm so fucking pissed. And then like, it's funny we're talking about Capcom though, because like Capcom's a great example of a trend of a company that went through a lot of hard times doing a lot of the trend chasing that Ubisoft is, in trouble for right now. Capcom had, I think, the most historic turnaround I've ever seen from a big publisher.
I never get tired of talking about this, by the way. I never get tired of it.
It's so crazy that they went from the darkest period in their history to me to like banger after banger after banger of Resident Evil releases. Devil May Cry 5 was incredible. Fucking Devil May Cry 5 sold how many million? It's their 10th best-selling game of all time now. It's crazy. Monster Hunter World was a hit for them. Monster Hunter Rise was a hit. Ace Attorney's doing numbers.
And you know like how they did it?
Glossing over Monster Hunter World as calling it just a hit. It's
the biggest game of their entire library. Yes.
But you know how they did it? You mentioned like they were before all this, they ran themselves into the ground chasing trends. All these games, they basically went back to the roots of why the people love the games.
They put money and trust into their development teams and their creators, and they said, here's a gigantic this was their Hail Mary, right? Here's a gigantic fucking check for Resident Evil 7, right? Here's a gigantic fucking check for Monster Hunter World. We're going to let you make the game you need to make the best fucking games you can, and we're going to hope these fuckers sell. And it returned.
And all of them weren't like, we're not going to make we're going to make Resident Evil like a service game. We're going to make Monster Hunter like a looter shooter. It was like they all still retain the essence of why people love the games.
Modernized and updated where it makes sense to.
So you get the best of both worlds. You get your classic audience. You don't turn them away. You don't alienate them. But you're going to bring in a whole bunch of new people like me who'd never played Monster Hunter before because it's finally fucking a little bit accessible and I get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
So it's crazy. They've had this huge turnaround. They have all these projects in the works. And now in this year where we've had company after company canceling a bunch of games and telling their investors and their employees like, hey, prepare for a rough year. Capcom is saying that they expect that this fiscal year coming up will be the biggest year for game sales they've ever had. Which is, at first sounds fucking crazy to me. But
wait, what game?
Well, Capcom says in general, they think that their total sales for the year will be the highest of any year that they've been in operation.
In the Resident Evil 2 year? I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Resident Evil 4.
Remember, we got Resident Evil 4, and that's going to do some numbers.
But on that note, some people aren't liking the changes that they made with Ashley.
We'll talk about that.
But they're still going to buy it.
Because I do want to talk about some of the cool Resident Evil stuff that came out from Game Informer, right? That had the big front page. Yeah. Monster Hunter Rise is killing it on consoles, the Xbox and PlayStation ports.
And they haven't even released Sunbreak on those consoles yet, right?
Right.
And that's going to do some numbers too.
Yep. Street Fighter 6 hits in June. And I think Capcom knows Street Fighter 6 is going to be big for them. Street Fighter 6 is going to hit in a big way. There is too much energy across like gaming media and like in everywhere for Street Fighter. Like they know that's going to do numbers they haven't seen in ages.
And it's
from
coming
that
out
franchise.
at the perfect time.
Can I
Yes.
say
2
I'm not
months
like-
after launch. Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go.
no? I was just gonna say, Finn, you go ahead because mine's kind of off topic.
Okay. 2 months after launch is Evo, and that's going to get Capcom's partnering with PlayStation to do such a massive push for Evo this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I think Capcom thinks that Battle Network collection is going to do pretty good for a collection because there's been a lot of clamor for that.
Street Fighter 6 is going to do well, right?
It's going to do stupid good. Yeah.
And also,
Good,
because
good.
it's
It's
not
in my fantasy
exclusive this
critic.
time.
That's what I like to hear.
What I was gonna say is like, as someone who doesn't play a lot of fighting games, and like I'm not super into Street Fighter, so I'm just like aware of the game. It seems like it's never been a serious game, but I fucking love the tone of like all the trailers and stuff they've shown off. It's just fun. It just looks like a
They're
fun
really
ass
leaning
game.
into like Street Fighter's fandom and the fighting game community really has a lot of love and almost worship for Street Fighter 3 in particular, which also leaned in very heavily on this kind of like hip hop kind of tone and aesthetic and all of that.
It's so fresh though. Like it doesn't feel or look like anything else out there right now.
That's the way Street Fighter needs to be, right? It
Mhm.
needs to have that energy. It needs to be. Here's the fighting game community is built on Black and Hispanic and Asian players, right? But more than anything, Black gamers built the FGC.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
That's
100%.
why. That is why so much of that kind of energy flows through the competitive spirit of fighting games, regardless of the game you play. That is why that style of grassroots tournament organization is the way that it is. Like it's inextricably linked. And Street Fighter 6, like Street Fighter is fighting games. It's the original in every meaningful way. Big Street Fighter releases have always defined the upcoming era of fighting games in a big way. And like Street Fighter 6 is going to be, whether you play them or not, it's going to define the next 5 to 8 years of fighting games. And they know it needs to feel like and represent that entire audience.
Oh, sorry. Related but unrelated. You were asking what games did battle passes and did really well. Street Fighter 5. That's Street Fighter 5's battle passes and also Smash Brothers battle pass. But anyway,
Smash has a battle pass? What the fuck?
I'll kill you.
I know. I
DLC
honestly didn't know.
DLC passes.
Oh, that's
whatever.
not the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. But no,
They did call
Street
it a
Fighter
battle
6
pass, though, I think.
Also, Street Fighter 6 also has the greatest logo glow up of any game I've ever
No
seen.
fucking kidding.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fucking
Yeah.
love the new 6 logo. How upright it's a Roman numeral 6 or an English 6, and
Then it rotates into
it's
the Roman
side,
6.
It's a Roman numeral 6, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I've
when you
talked
look at the
before.
old one and you're like, wow, what the hell?
I talked before about how I buy a fighting game every like 4 or 5 years, just to see if I like them. This Street Fighter 6 is going to be the last one I bought was Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
It's going to be Street Fighter 6, and like I'm going to play an hour, and I'm not going to regret it because the vibes and the music and the aesthetic are going to be so good. Like
it seems like they're putting
fucking
money and
care.
work into the single player mode, you
Yeah,
know?
That's what I care about.
mhm.
So
I suck at fighting games, so
yeah.
I feel you, Jeff. I get the same fucking.
I'm going to
Bug
do
up
the
my
tutorials. I'm
ass.
going to take
Right.
it slow. I'm going to learn everything.
But
And
see,
like
my problem is
And you also
I have.
all suck at Duck Game, but that didn't stop you from playing.
shut the fuck up, Finn.
Listen,
Quack quack.
we're here to have good time, not a fucking Finn time. All right. But yeah, we
you want to talk about Finn Dom? Let's talk about Finn dominating at Duck Game.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Derek.
That's my boy.
Betrayal.
Where's the gay allegiance?
I'm
But
getting my
yeah.
ass beat too.
So the last fighting game I bought other than Smash, because Smash is easy. It's an easy fighting game, right? It's a more accessible fighting game because you don't have to memorize the bazillions and like shift that looked really bad, but you don't have to do the the middle shift, the like between the two, like there's right and then down, and you have to do the in between it, right?
Oh, you
like
don't have to do like a dragon
angles and
punch
stuff like that.
motion? Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
good at that. First off, and second, I am directionally dyslexic, so if I see like an arrow, and I'll do the other way, and also if it like says like okay, like they do this in they actually have a fun little mini game section in A Space for the Unknown where you basically do like Street Fighter combos and you have to get a high enough combo on it. But my problem is that they show the arrows that you're supposed to do, but then they also show the button that you touch. But my brain registers that as an arrow, so if it's like the right button, I'll hit the right directional, and it fucks up the combo, and I have to start all over again. And it's just, I'm not good at fighting games. The only one I've ever been decent at and went to tournaments for was Smash Brothers Melee. But yeah, so I'm assuming that my spouse is going to buy Street Fighter because he's a huge Street Fighter fan. I will watch him play it.
It does have that new control scheme. I don't know if you saw anything about that, Britt.
Mm-mm.
They have a new. They have the original control scheme, and they have a heavily reworked control scheme that puts specials. It's closer to like a Smash Brothers style like direction
Ooh.
plus button
I like
system.
it.
You don't get access to the like light, medium, heavy versions of every attack, obviously, because you have to like simplify. But like then again, you don't need every single attack if you're that.
So is it
you
one
know,
of those
fresh
things
with
where
fighting
it's
games.
like it's a good like you can play the game and have a good time, but like to really
Yes,
master
you're
it,
not
you're
gonna
gonna have
if you,
to.
you're not gonna compete
Yeah.
with this. You're not gonna play online
Right.
for long with this. But if you want to like pick it up, play around with characters, do the story mode, like yes, this is much more approachable.
Love it.
Hey,
Love it.
Derek, I'm doing it now. I'm challenging you to a duel.
Okay, that's dangerous. I used to play Street Fighter 4 competitively, but
Derek just said I will
I'll do it.
fucking destroy you. But
I'll fucking do it.
I'll just I'll hire someone I know in the FGC to shadow play as me.
it won't be hard. I said I played competitively. I didn't say that I fucking took tournaments competitively. But you know, I didn't get washed out either.
Who did you play as?
Chun-Li usually.
I was gonna say I'm gonna fucking thigh your ass. Like
yeah, good.
100%.
I've been waiting for you to say that for so long. No, no, I played a lot of Chun-Li, and I played a lot.
That's so fucking good. Are you kidding me? I'm so proud. That tops my
That's
fucking
good.
jail comment.
I was so like, I didn't want to, but I knew I had to. But I played a lot of Chun-Li, and then I played some Crimson Viper, and then I played I ended up
I love
playing
Crimson Viper. I miss her.
Yeah, I played a little guy and wasn't very good as him. I'm trying to
What about
remember
Dan?
who else.
Did you play as Dan?
No, absolutely not.
Always Ken.
What's
and I
wrong with
don't care.
Dan?
Fuck Dan. I
Dude,
love
wait.
Dan. Fuck Dan.
there's a guy in Street Fighter just named Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a joke character. He's intentionally
joke
bad.
character.
We
He's
trained him wrong
terrible.
as a joke.
Can't tell if you guys are serious.
I'm serious. Look
I
him
know
up.
what. So my
Does
one
he
of my
look
in real
exactly
life
like I'm
friends,
picturing?
Maybe.
He's okay. So he's Ryu,
He's
but he
shitty
wears
Ryu.
a pink like Ryu outfit instead,
With like
and he has,
Steven
a long
Seagal ponytail.
bang. Yeah, and a long bang. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
This is
fucking
amazing.
real. And I have one of my best friends, if not my best friend in real life, is named Dan, and we always he got good as Dan because people always gave him shit about Dan.
Yeah,
Dan's
I need you to look
low-key-
in chat.
I don't know where that.
He's a
I'm a-
fucking king.
I'm
I
a
don't
big
give
Street Fighter
shit.
fan now. I've just been converted. Big Dan fan.
Is
I
it the
love-
thighs or Dan?
Why not both? Can I
Yeah.
have both?
It's also been so fun. I'm so looking forward to the next several years of Street Fighter characters coming back and being like revealed in this new art style and like graphical fidelity. Like we saw Ryu and we were like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then we all realized that the internet was going to break when Chun-Li and Cammy were revealed. And they were. And like they're tasteful, more tasteful than has usually been the case. But like, again, the internet fucking broke. And now my joke is just, when are they going to show me Zangief?
Oh,
When are they going
I
to show me
didn't even think
Zangief? As our
The
good buddy
Geef, yes.
Nick, the Electivirus, Doofavirus, Bidoof, whatever, says, we're gonna be able to tell whether or not Zangief is fucking circumcised or not through his wrestler briefs.
I said I don't know anything about Street Fighter really. I know Zangief very well because
Of course, how could
my
you not?
coworkers who sat beside me had his lock screen as Zangief.
Yes,
A very You can imagine the type of image it was, and I walked into that every morning before I even had my coffee. Is like,
That's a good fucking way to start your morning. Not even gonna lie. Not even. You want to talk about thick thighs? Like Geef's got him.
yeah, and he looks like he's strapped a pair of raccoons to his fucking calves.
Yeah, he's geefing it, man.
He's geefing it. That doesn't sound good.
Oh no, fucking Zangief, he's geefing it.
Ugh.
I'm
But,
laughing
like-
at the baby Hadoken that Finn just posted.
But like, all of that's gonna do
Jeff,
really
Jeff
well.
is in for the Geef beef. Okay.
Geef beef.
God damn it.
He's not wrong. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like fault him for that one. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
So all of those are expected to do very well. Capcom thinks. I want to put a couple things out there that I think if we want, I think a lot of people might see that and go, okay, well, what else does Capcom have coming this year? Monster
right.
Hunter is not hitting this year. Monster Hunter 6, World 2, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're going to subtitle it, is not coming this year. I think we'll see it revealed this year. I don't think it's out until, man, if we're fucking lucky, it's next spring. Now, maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's going to hit in like February and count as part of this fiscal year, right? February 2024. God, what are year numbers? But I wouldn't get your hopes up.
I'm still
on
stuck
that.
in 2020, if we're being honest.
I know, right?
Mhm.
I don't think Dragon's Dogma 2 might catch people by surprise. I don't think that's hitting this year. Right?
I was gonna bring that up because that's an interesting one.
That was
we
supposed to be out a
time to
while
talk
ago.
about Dragon's Dogma. Yeah, it was supposed to be out. I think it was like Q4 2022. Like it was supposed to be out last year in that initial leak. But then like finally they had like the reveal video, and I was really expecting for them to have something to show, and it was like nothing. It feels like one of these titles that got rebooted at some point. Like
I
even
think
for Dragon's
it
Dogma.
took longer because
Yeah,
Itsuno's team did do the original Dragon's Dogma, right? And they moved on to this after they were done with Devil May Cry 5, so they've had some time. But it's a big change in scope doing Devil May Cry to doing Dragon's Dogma, right? A big open world game. It's going to be something that puts the RE engine through paces that no other Capcom game has put it through before. I can imagine that COVID hit them particularly hard.
I'm gonna
You know.
manifest something.
Hit me.
Power Stone. Give me Power Stone this year.
I'd love to see a Power Stone collection.
Would
You
fucking
guys, you guys are all guessing. Oh, sorry. Finish, Brett.
No. I was gonna say it's on the Nvidia leak list. It's one of my favorite fucking games that hasn't been released since Dreamcast. It is chef's kiss, beautiful, love it, and a good multiplayer game. So
PSP.
Who has a
I never-
PSP?
I never had a PSP, so that is
doesn't
irrelevant.
CJ? Didn't John give him one, or was that a Vita?
It's a
Yes,
Vita. I
me.
think you can probably play
okay.
PSP games. I don't know.
I had a PSP. Love it.
I think
Anyway.
what we're looking at this year for real, like we know about the Mega Man Battle Network collection, and we know about Resident Evil 4 is going to be huge, and we got some stuff to talk about that before we go off. Street Fighter is going to be
Let's do it.
huge. Exo Primal, I don't think is going to count towards much.
Exo Primal and Pragmata gonna be games of the year.
Now-
They're gonna carry Capcom to new heights, baby.
Here's
The
the
only
thing.
one buying Exo Primal is John Muncher. I'm
Yeah, exactly.
gonna say it.
Here's the thing. Y'all might want to get ready to be surprised by Pragmata.
That's a very
Big-
Pragmata take on it.
Son of a bitch.
That game has been delayed a decent bit. And the thing with Capcom is when games get announced and they delay them, like Capcom streamlined development means to me that my expectation is that this game did need more time, but it's on its way to greatness, whatever the fuck it is, rather than this is something that Capcom just doesn't know what the fuck they're making. I don't believe that current Capcom... Well, yeah, but Re:Verse is a different story entirely. So...
Oh, did we talk about the PlayStation Plus collection getting canned?
Oh, shit, that's right.
Mhm.
What?
I forgot that
thought
happened
about it,
'cause
but I
never
wasn't
use it.
sure like if it's that big a deal. I don't know. Is it?
The what?
Here, I linked it, Finn, in the.
So I guess if anyone needs a refresher, when the PS5 launched, Sony introduced what
that,
they
yeah.
called.
We got an
The-
asterisk. This goes on the last topic.
Okay, yeah. Real quickly, so Sony, when the PS5 came out, they announced the PS Plus collection. It's a collection of 20 PlayStation 4 games, primarily meant for people who did not have a PlayStation 4, like new to the PlayStation ecosystem with PS5, and it was a way for them to play a lot of the best hits on PS4. It was available at the time. There was only one tier of PlayStation Plus, and it continues to be available on the cheapest tier. That collection is now going away. If you claim the games right now with any version of PlayStation Plus, you can play them indefinitely as long as you're still subscribed. But it is going away.
That it sucks, but also I get it. I guess it was always designed to be like a incentive for early adopters.
Yeah.
Considering there were like no real PS5
And
games.
I
at
think
the
some
time,
people
or very
said that
few.
some of the games are already now available on like the middle extra games catalog tier.
Correct. And also, yeah, it's having those available for everyone de-incentivizes people to upgrade to the upper tiers of PlayStation Plus. So business wise, I mean, does it suck? Yeah. But then again, the PlayStation 5 hasn't really been the world's most consumer pro console. So, what are you gonna do?
Companies want your money.
Hey, we
Right.
made a system that you need a special stand in a really weird and awkward position in order to put it sideways. But if you put it upright, the console melts itself. Have fun. Like,
Good thing I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't
Anyway.
either.
That's because it doesn't fucking fit upright in anyone's entertainment. It doesn't fit in any
Right.
entertainment center.
Damn straight.
Shh, Jeff,
all right.
don't call us out.
Derek, you had an asterisk. We're going back.
No,
to.
that I meant that's the
Okay.
asterisk in terms of like
Got it.
shit getting canceled, I guess. But yeah, so Capcom, I don't think they have much in the way of secrets this year. I think it's like we got to find out what the fuck Pragmata is, and they're gonna announce next year's big games, which will be Dragon's Dogma and Monster Hunter. But I don't, I wouldn't be sitting around waiting for like a secret AAA Mega Man game to hit this holiday or something, Resident Evil is going to be driving a lot of that, and Game Informer just had a big blowout on details on the
blowout,
new Resident
yoo-hoo.
Evil. What was that?
I said big summer blowout, yoo-hoo, from Frozen. If
yeah.
anybody gets that reference.
I get the reference. Christine
Thank
does that
you.
one all the time. Yeah.
Thank
but-
you. I appreciate I love Christine.
Reading
Yours.
Christine Jeffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, reading some of the details about the Resident Evil 4 remake, I mean, Jesus, this cannot come quickly enough.
When is it? March?
March, yes.
Right.
Some of the details, there's a lot of like really like needly weedly little details about like,
People
how
are
they're
big
doing
mad
the
about
weapon
the
upgrade
Ashley
system.
shit. Yeah.
Well, so why are they mad about the Ashley stuff?
They don't. So I think people are just mad that she's just not a girl that you rescue and save anymore. Like she has more of a purpose.
Yeah.
So when I say people, I mean people that don't matter to us.
See, I really like the stuff I'm reading about what's changing with Ashley. The fact that you're meant to kind of more actively command her around. You don't just stuff her in a dumpster and deal with an area and then say, "Come on, get out of the dumpster."
Realistic though, right? That's what I liked about Ashley being that way, because she's just a teenage girl that you're trying to help.
Yeah. But it seems like this is a more elegant way to handle that. God, I mean, from the get-go, like I like Ashley's design in this game quite a bit. I'm not 100% sold on Leon. He's still not my beautiful twink that he was in 4, but I get it. They want consistency with Resident Evil 2, and that's the actor they picked. But I like what they're.
I
What was
miss RE4 Leon.
I know
That was an awakening in high school for me.
I better be able to wear that jacket the whole way through the game.
my God.
There better
That
be an
was an
option.
awakening. The hair, the jacket, what a fucking man. I
What happens when
wasn't
you're-
a Leon fan up until that point.
What
You know, I
happens
was-
when the boy band kids grow up and become men, and that's what it is?
Absolutely. He absolutely was an MCR fan that just kind of grew up.
But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of details about like new enemy types, the way they design like, you know, enemy kits and AI. It is almost astonishing reading through this how much it feels like is being stuffed into Resident Evil 4 remake. You know, they've confirmed that they're not cutting like the island, which everyone was so sure they were just going to cut the island section of the game. And they've confirmed they're keeping all 3 major locations. Like,
They're not Resident Evil 3ing it. They're not trimming the fat.
yeah.
Which sucks because I
Well,
love
shit,
Resident Evil
we
3,
heard
but
that 2 and 3 were originally supposed to be like one game, right? Like, I could swear I've heard that.
I don't know.
That it got cut up basically because it was like, okay, well, we're just going to do 2. And then it was like, we're going to do 3, but it's going to be this little studio's going to do it. And then that studio didn't do a good job and they had to kind of salvage what they could. I still like 2 and I still like 3, but yeah, it seems like this is going to be like Village was big. There was a lot of shit in Village.
Village was meaty, and we're not just talking about tall lady meaty. We're talking about story meaty.
Glad you said it. But yeah, like it seems
If anything
like
else, you can always count on me to insert that little thirst into any conversation.
they are bringing that meat to Resident Evil 4 remake.
Bring in the fucking meat, man.
Put
Yeah.
that on the box. Like,
Yeah,
on
we're
the-
bringing that
I
meat.
was thinking Krauser. Do you know how excited I am?
Because they're bringing the meat.
Have they released pictures of Krauser yet?
They haven't, but here's the thing. They focused a lot about knives. One of the details in the Game Informer article is that you can have multiple different knives now. And the game is technically beatable on knives only. They made sure that it would be. So I'm sitting here like, so you know the
All
Krauser
right.
fight's gonna be
Krauser's gonna be.
that's gonna be some
He
shit.
is one of my favorite like side characters in the Resident Evil universe.
But speaking of Krauser, there are no QTEs anymore. No more mashup. Well, see, here's the thing. I like Krauser and I like the fight, but the cutscene leading up to the first big encounter with him is really frustrating, right?
No, just do QTEs for that fight only. Like, don't do it for anything else.
I think it's so interesting because the idea that Resident Evil 4, the game that basically invented the QTE as we know it, is now the game that's taking the stance to say
Right, and
no.
saying, nah.
We're
You know
not
what?
doing
That is better. Oh, well, let's see what they do with it.
Yeah. God, I'm just looking at the Game Informer cover and like, yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I might try this one. I liked a lot of 2, but that was like a few years ago. I tried playing 3, I think like during the pandemic, kind of when like my taste in gaming was really shifting. And I've talked about it before. I played a couple hours of 4 a few years ago. It's just like I'm like stupid and old and cranky and stubborn, but I don't think I like
What you
action
trying to play it
RE.
on?
4. I played the PC version, so like it was fine. But I like it was like that weird mix. Like I'm fine with tank controls. I'm fine with super slow. Like I just like that 1 to 3, like very basic ass survival horror Resident Evil, and 4 was like a weird fusion of like it was a little bit faster paced, but still like obviously the controls and everything and the systems were a little.
It revamped
Well-
the entire series, right? It revamped the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
franchise because now look at Resident Evil. Like it's completely, I would say, directly based off of the combat system in Resident Evil.
And 7 was
Yeah.
okay. I also don't think I like first person RE. That's why I bought Resident Evil 8 on sale a few months ago, and I didn't realize that the third person mode was like exclusive to the DLC. So now I'm waiting for the DLC to go on sale. But 4 is like it's third person. It's just because of its status and its reverence like for the series and just action games in general. Like it's considered one of the all-time greats. So I'm gonna go in with an open mind again. This seems like a good chance for me to give it a second shot.
did you play 2?
Yeah, I played when I had my own Twitch channel. I played a few hours of the original 2. To be clear, I love the first game. I love like the original PS1 version, and I love the GameCube version. That's like one of my favorite games of all time. I just think it is immaculate in terms of like level design, and the mansion is just it's just such a perfect location. I played all of 2, the remake when it came out, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can get back to like that, Jeff, like in terms of like taste in games and what I enjoy out of them, but I think there's a good shot that I find at least something to like in 4 remake.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
that they're like, again, I love this Capcom, like they're not, it's still Resident Evil 4, but like it's fucking good. Like it feels fresh, it feels new. And I'm excited to try it.
Capcom is approaching every game they have in their stable with so much confidence. And
Power
I love
Stone.
it.
Can we,
Give
on
us
that
Power
note,
Stone.
real quick, can we go back to Dragon's Dogma? Because I want to talk about this when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma
No.
is like, I don't, I think most people who played it didn't finish it, but that's a fucking diamond in the rough. I played like 20 hours. I've never played a game like, it's not all good. Like some of it's really kind of
It's
bad.
messy.
Wow, stop
But-
talking through Jeff's voice.
Oh wow, he popped.
It's funny that everyone in SDGC, like obviously, like Wout is known for his love of
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma, but like I am a tremendous fan of Dragon's Dogma, and I bring it up all the time, and somehow I have avoided that same.
You're not
like-
the Dragon's Dogma guy.
Yeah,
But anyways, like it's one of those we talk about all the time, like first iterations of games that are drastically improved. Like the first Uncharted, it was a good game, but like Uncharted 2, right? Like Gears 2. Dragon's Dogma is ripe for that kind of evolution. The foundation is there. It has a lot of unique elements and good things that it does so well. So just the idea of seeing Capcom take the same approach to it they have with all their other properties, like we're going to keep what you liked about it. We're going to fix everything you didn't. We're going to pour all our money and effort into it and like make this what it should be is really, really exciting.
just want to
And
get
I
dive bombed by a
hope-
fucking griffin out of nowhere again, or like be walking through the woods and get slapped around by a chimera I didn't even see.
My
Oh.
favorite thing about that game still will be night. Like no other game has
Yeah.
done night like that. Like if I didn't have a lantern on, I couldn't see shit. I tried adjusting the brightness on my TV. I fucking love it. I
Dragon's
love
Dogma
it.
2 with ray tracing.
Oh, please.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's going to be something special. So, like, yeah, a lot of companies are looking to have a rough year, but Capcom sure the fuck ain't. And I'm looking forward to everything they've got in their pipeline right now. Except Exoprimal. No one cares about that.
I have one additional thing to add to this
Yeah.
podcast that's very important. If you are a Fortnite player, they're adding Geralt in 4 days. 4 days, you guys. Finally, they released the trailer like 2 months ago, and we are finally getting his ass. And that's
and the rest of them.
You sure?
That's
the
not what
check.
I'll be looking at, but yes.
Oh. We got anything else? We
I
go
think
for the
that's
night?
it. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Resident Evil good. Capcom good.
Good
Good,
show.
good chill night. I
Mhm.
needed this. Thank you all. We always needed this.
Every
it's-
Thursday. God, I fucking need
I know
it.
CJ loves to make fun of us for that. Folks, just a reminder, you can join our lovely Discord. Link is in the chat now. If you're not already there, it's a great community. It's very open. It's very accepting. It's very heavily moderated for the safety and the comfort of folks from all different kinds of walks of life. Yeah, Blaine, thank you. Pushing the Patreon. Please help support the show via Twitch or Patreon to help pay for replacement equipment. We got a few things that frankly probably could use replacing, and then also to help us get to things like PAX, get these charity events together, stuff like that. I don't know. That's all I got.
I am a Patreon, so don't think that we're just like asking people for money. Like I'm putting forth my own money to go into our Patreon account.
Which
so-
is kind of weird because in the end, that's just like, it's not like the same shell game where we all use our Twitch Prime subs.
Right. Well, I mean, I do use my Twitch Prime sub for this channel, but
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like-
We're going to have to build a new John because this one's leaking
Bleeding out.
hydraulic fluid. So.
He's leaking his old man.
Oh,
I don't like that.
all right.
That's all I've got. We'll be, John will be on a panel at PAX East if he survives that long.
So will I.
Yeah, and Finn will too.
And Finn will be
So,
there. Yeah.
If
I
y'all
wish
are,
I could be there.
if any of y'all are at PAX East, John and Finn will both be there. So look out
I have
for
a
them.
panel.
And I cannot think of two more outgoing people who would be excited to
If there's
meet
two of us
literally
who are gonna
anyone
go-
that wants to meet up.
If there were two of us who were going to go do all the networking, it should
Yeah.
be those two. Yes. But yeah, that's what we got, folks. Keep an eye. We have a couple reviews coming up over the next week. Do we have a big guest next week? Or is that 2 weeks out? I think it's 2 weeks from now.
So if people use the calendar, we'd be able to fucking know. And
I
state
use
that
the
for
calendar.
sure.
I'm just not looking at it right
Let's
this
just
very
say,
second.
Stay tuned to the space.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we got, folks. You all have a lovely night. And remember, kindness costs nothing. Take care.